Let's give it a go. As you can see, the meat pulls away from itself quite easily as well, so it should be quite tender. It's still very hot, I have to say, but that is delicious. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Vivi's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis, and in today's video I want to share with you how to make this delicious oven baked chunky beef spaghetti bolognese. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make this really delicious oven baked chunky beef spaghetti bolognese. This recipe is very simple, but it is slightly time consuming. It does take a little while to prepare the vegetables, and it also takes a little while to cook in the oven. And the reason I like to put it in the oven is because I am using beef stewing steak, and beef stewing steak, once it's cooked in the oven, becomes lovely and tender. So the first thing I've done for this recipe is I've grabbed myself a large saucepan, and this does have a lid as well, which I will be using before I put it into the oven. And I'm going to put this onto a high heat on my hob, and I'm going to add oil to the base of this pan, and I'm going to leave this pan to heat up. But before I go, I just want to say that if you have enjoyed this video today and you'd like to see more, then please don't forget to hit that like button. And if you did really enjoy this video, then please feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or any comments, then please leave those in the comments section below. Everything like that really helps me out, and I would really appreciate it. So as I said, I'm going to leave this pan to heat up. The pan is getting nice and hot, so what I'm going to do is I am going to add my diced beef stewing steak to the bottom of the pan first of all, and I'm going to brown the stewing steak off, and then once it's all browned off I will remove it and put it on the plate. And what I want to happen is I want the beef stewing steak, the bottom of the pan, to be flavoured with the beef stewing steak, so that when we put the rest of the vegetables in, it will flavour everything else. So I'm just going to continue to keep frying this beef until it starts to go brown. I have browned the beef off, and I've grabbed myself a plate, and I'm just going to carefully remove the beef and try and leave the juice behind, because it's the juice that we want to flavour our vegetables. So I'm just going to keep removing this beef and hopefully leaving a lot of the juice behind, like so. As you can see down there, there is some of the juice left behind, which is what we want. And now, as this pan is still quite hot, I'm going to add an onion to this. So I've peeled, sliced and diced one red onion. I'm just going to pop into the pan, and I'm going to fry this until it starts to soften. The onions have started to soften, and they've also started to go a lovely golden brown colour. As you can see, there's a lot of gunky stuff in the bottom of the pan. That's from the beef, but we want that in there because that adds a lot of flavour to the recipe. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 cloves of garlic to this. So I've just peeled and sliced 2 cloves of garlic, and I'm just going to pop those into the bottom of the pan like so. And I'm going to fry these for about 30 seconds or so, just until you can start to smell it and it starts to go a golden brown colour. So it doesn't really need to be in here for long. I think I can start to smell it now. I'm just going to turn the pan down a little bit because it is becoming a bit too burnt on the bottom there. Yeah, it's started to go a lovely golden brown colour now, so I'm going to add in a pepper. So I have sliced the top from the pepper, removed the core and the stalk, and then I just simply sliced and diced the flesh. And I'm going to pop that into my saucepan, like so. And I'm going to stir this round until it starts to soften. And this will take a little while to soften, so please do persevere. You want it quite soft. Although it's going in the oven, I still like it quite soft. If you like quite crunchy vegetables, then you can leave it a bit crunchier if you want and just heat it through. But my husband and son aren't great fans of crunchy vegetables, so I always have to try and soften things as much as possible. So I'm going to continue to fry this for probably a good 5 minutes until it starts to soften. I've been frying this for a good 5 minutes and the pepper has started to soften. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a carrot and a courgette that I've just simply peeled and grated. And the reason I grate them is I find that they make the sauce a lot tastier if they're grated. And also my husband and son don't know it's in there. I know I say this a lot in my videos, but honestly they are quite fussy little eaters and they will pick out vegetables. So if I grate them, they don't really know that they're in the sauce because they tend to disintegrate into the sauce, and it just makes the sauce so tasty. And it means that I get vegetables into my family without them knowing, which is very sneaky, I know, but needs must when the devil drives. So I'm just going to fry this for another 10 seconds or so, and then I'm going to add back in my beef. So I'm going to add the beef back in like so, and I'm going to fry everything together. And then I've forgotten my tin of tomatoes, I think. So I've just got to go and grab a tin of tomatoes. So I left the tomatoes in the cupboard, silly me, and now I'm just going to pour them into the pot like so. And I have about 250 ml of chicken stock here as well that I'm just going to add to the tin. And to get rid of the juice from around the outside, I'm just going to pour the chicken stock in and then pour that into the pot, and that gets rid of the juice from around the outside, as you can see, hopefully. And then I'm just going to mix those together like so. And then to that I'm going to add about a tablespoon or two of tomato puree as well, just to give it an extra tomatoey flavour. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of tamari. This just adds flavour as well. So 1, 2. Tamari is a fermented soya sauce. It's fermented slightly longer than soya sauce is, and it's also gluten free as well. For those of you that don't know, I have a slight gluten intolerance, so I can't eat a lot of gluten in my diet. So I try and pick gluten-free products when I can. And then I'm also going to add about a teaspoon of oregano to that as well. And then I did pick 2 bay leaves from the garden, and now I can't find them. Oh, there they are. I've got them. So I've got 2 bay leaves going in as well. I actually grow bay leaves in the garden. They grow really well in any sort of soil. So if you have yourselves a small garden, then I would recommend growing bay leaves. Bay leaves are really good for the stomach, so if you suffer with stomach aches, put some of those in your spag bowl and it should help you. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper as well. So salt and pepper to your taste. You don't have to add it if you don't want to. Just going to add those in, and I'm going to mix those around like so. And then I'm going to grab the lid of this pot. I'm going to pop it in, and I'm going to pop this into the oven now for about an hour, until the beef becomes quite tender. I think I said in the original recipe an hour and a half, but I think I'm just going to pop it in there for an hour. Once it comes to the end of the cooking time, I will cook off some pasta, add the pasta to the sauce, and then of course I will try some and let you know how it tastes. But this smells amazing right now, and it hasn't even gone in the oven. So the spaghetti bolognese has been in the oven for over an hour now, and the sauce looks like that. I've boiled some pasta, so I'll add my pasta to the sauce, and then as I said earlier, I'll give this a try and let you know how it tastes. But this smells amazing right now. As I said, I've served up, and I'm going to try some of the meat and the sauce now. It looks really good, I have to say. So let's give it a go. As you can see, the meat pulls away from itself quite easily as well, so it should be quite tender. It's still very hot, I have to say, but that is delicious. The meat is tender and juicy, and it's just flavoured the sauce really nicely. I'm going to try a little bit more of that sauce actually, because that was delicious. That's yummy, and I'm really looking forward to having that for my dinner this evening. That's how you make this delicious oven-baked spaghetti bolognese, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having this for our dinner this evening, and it smells and tastes so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.